Then came June 2nd, 1992. Monique was last seen at her home in a town called Moore, Oklahoma. A neighbor, Brenda, said she saw Monique doing something unusual that day. Brenda claimed she saw Monique putting her belongings into a blue pickup truck. A white man was driving the truck. Monique's 16th birthday was only 2 weeks away. She was almost a young woman. On that very important day, Monique's mother, Candice, her sister Angelique, and her younger brother Brian were all away. They were on a church choir trip. Her stepfather, Chuck, had taken his other sons, Andrew and Charles Jr., on a sudden fishing trip. It seemed like everyone was gone from the house that day. When Chuck picked up Candice, Angelique, and Brian from their choir trip, he said something that made Angelique feel strange. He simply stated, "She's gone again." When they got home, Angelique noticed something was very wrong. Their house was usually perfectly clean, but now it was a mess. Beer bottles were on the floor. Cigarette butts were scattered all over the fireplace. And in the bathroom, there was an empty box for a pregnancy test. Angelique felt a knot in her stomach. What was even stranger was that neither Chuck nor Candace seemed worried about Monique. This was very different from before. Once, Monique had run away after finding out she was pregnant and was forced to have an abortion. Then, they had been frantic. Monique's parents didn't even bother to tell the police she was missing. They said if Monique wanted to be here, she would be. It was as if they didn't care at all. 6 months later, Monique's aunt, Leslie, found out the shocking truth. She tried to add Monique to a list of missing children, but there was no police report. Candice promised Leslie she would get one, but she never did. About a week after Leslie's call, the family received a phone call and some letters. They were supposedly from Monique, sent from Dallas, Texas. The letters said Monique was married and had a daughter named Chelsea. The letters claimed Monique and her new family lived in Alaska and traveled a lot for her husband's job. Leslie was very suspicious. She asked the police to check if the handwriting was truly Monique's. The very next day, before Candice was supposed to take the letters to the police, something strange happened. The Daniels' home was robbed. The thieves took a boombox and CDs, but most importantly, they took those letters. It wasn't until 2 years later, in 1994, that Monique was finally reported missing. This happened only after Angelique ran away to her Aunt Leslie's house. There, Angelique bravely told the police about the abuse at home. Angelique also confessed a big secret. Chuck had made her fake the letters and the phone call. He told her Candice was very sad and the letters would make her feel better. Chuck warned Angelique that if she ever told anyone, she would go to jail. When Angelique worried about Monique coming back and finding out, Chuck said something chilling. Monique isn't coming back. "20 years later, Monique's younger brother, Andrew, finally shared a terrible secret with Angelique. He was crying as he told her what really happened that day. Chuck and Monique had been fighting. Monique yelled, "I am telling!" Then, Chuck hit her. She fell and hit her head very hard. Right there, in front of Andrew and Charles Jr., Chuck strangled her. Chuck then took the boys on a fake fishing trip. Without their fishing poles, he made them say goodbye to Monique through her cracked bedroom door. She was on the floor, facing away. After 2 hours of driving and a stop at McDonald's, they returned. Chuck locked the boys in his room for 2 days. One night, Charles Jr. saw an oil barrel in the back of Chuck's truck. Andrew later saw Monique's nude body in the bathtub before Chuck angrily dragged him out. Chuck died in 2019 from cancer, taking his secrets with him. Candice became a school teacher in Florida. When Angelique called her mother, saying she knew what happened but needed to hear it, Candice immediately replied, "I will take a lie detector test. You have nothing." The truth of Monique's disappearance remained hidden, a heavy shadow over their lives.